Happy Monday, guys. Who wants to go first? Hey, Pam, Micaiah, Jennifer, Natalie. Got a couple of my premium members in wanting some extra Laurel time this week. I love it. Who wants to go first? Who's got an ad that they want me to look at? Or we could do copy. We could look at whatever you guys want to look at. Hi, Natalie.
Hi. I don't have any ads yet, but since nobody else is raising their hands, I have run ads in the past. I am trying to do it right this time.
Hey, you're in the right place. We get that a lot.
Yeah.
So what's your offer?
I am a love coach. So
I love that.
My main offer is a $4,000 group coaching program that includes a membership and a course and group coaching and all of the things.
Awesome. What is the acquisition offer that you're using to get people into that program?
Well, I have a bunch. I have a bunch of different things. So I have a quiz that runs them to a low ticket offer, and then kind of follow up with the email sequence and things like that to try and get them in the high ticket. And then I also just sometimes, organically get people on the phone and get them into the program that way. And then I also have a webinar. So I've done all of the things and I haven't followed through completely with any of them because I just get this kind of analysis paralysis about it.
Yep.
But there's so many things. So I don't know. I know we're only supposed to have one question.
No, that's okay. So let me help you get a little bit clearer. So organically, that I'm always going to say never start doing that, because that's still 60% of my business is talking to people, just like what we're doing right now, right? Like the $7 program, it's to help you guys move forward and for us to have conversations on these calls. And so any type of strategy that we're doing, we want to make sure that it is leading to conversations. If it's not leading to conversations, then it's not going to be a very valid strategy, right? So tell me about the webinar. Have you launched your webinar? Because typically I work with a dating coach in my agency, and that is how we sell her $6,000 program, is through a webinar. So tell me a little bit about that, because that's where I feel you have the most opportunity. Because here's the thing with booking calls. I always tell people that quick little lead magnets and stuff like that, typically they will fill your calendar with calls, but they're going to be a whole bunch of no-shows or people who don't know who you are and all of that stuff. So tell me a little bit about your webinar.
Okay, so the webinar, I had originally done the webinar completely different, following the advice from a very expensive coach, but it always felt really smarmy the way she taught us to do it. And I think my energy about feeling that way kind of came across, and the webinar only did well to warm traffic, did not do well to cold traffic at all. Warm traffic, I had an 11% conversion rate. It was awesome. Cold traffic, I had nothing. So I changed the webinar now to go to a call application instead of just, I originally had people purchasing right on the web from the webinar. So now it's going to a call application. I haven't really launched the new webinar yet, because I just want to talk to you first and see what I'm doing. Because I didn't know, because I watched your training on the discovery call thing, or not. No, I didn't watch the discovery call accelerator. I watched I forget which training it was, but you basically said fastest path to cash, get them on a call. So I was like, do I run ads direct to a call? Do I run ads to the webinar and then get them on the call?
So not going to pitch this just to pitch this, but have you thought about hopping into my webinar ads intensive that starts tomorrow in premium?
No, I had thought about joining premium, but I didn't.
I think so tomorrow. And this is just because hearing you talking about how you created a webinar that you weren't really energetically into. So tomorrow I'm actually going to be starting, it's masterclass number 1. So over the next 11 weeks or so, We're going to be doing webinars from start to finish. And it's not just about the ads, but it's about the organic strategy that goes along with it, which is the huge money maker. And so if any of you guys here, like if you're on this call, like I had closed it, but if you're on this call and you want in, I'm like, I'll totally open up a couple more spots for you guys but you have to be on the call, no replays. Like if you're on this call and you want in on this, we're going to be doing like 11 master classes, everything from the emails, the funnel, everything that my agency uses, the Instagram strategy, because we build an entire ecosystem, right? Because you guys know of all the changes, right, that are coming to Facebook. It is going to get even tougher. And so I want to make sure that people who are in my premium program are well armed with not only the Facebook strategy, the organic strategy, the email strategy, the omnipresent strategy, right? That's across all multiple platforms. So I would recommend, if any of you guys are launching a webinar, if you've launched a webinar and you want in on that, just let me know, send me a DM, and I'll get you hooked up with that. But yes, so to answer your question, what I like to do is I like to go webinar to a call application now. And this is something I'm going to go way in depth, like during our webinar intensive, but just so you guys know, there are two different types of webinars, right? I get this a lot. Laurel, should my webinar be 15 minutes or should it be, a 90-minute? Each of those webinars are built specifically for who is watching the webinar, okay? There are two different types of webinars. There's a sales webinar and there's an educational webinar. Those go to two totally different audiences, and a lot of people don't understand that. You're solution aware, right? People who already know that they need a dating coach, you could get away with doing a 15-minute webinar because they already are aware of the solution that they need. They just need help determining why they should work with you. On the other hand, there are people who are problem aware. They don't know what's wrong with their love life and they don't know what they need. They're going to need that longer form webinar. So those are the two types of webinars that I'm teaching in this webinar intensive, and showing you guys like how to market to each of those. And so that's the first thing you have to determine is, who's my ideal audience? Do they know that they need me? Or do they know they have a problem, but they don't know what they need? So just some of those things just to keep in mind. So as you're launching your webinar, which by the way, if you follow the lead generator strategy here inside the $7 program, it'll show you like my 5x3 framework on how to set it up and how to troubleshoot it and all that fun stuff. But you're definitely in good hands in either way.
All right. Well, I actually like my new webinar that I created after I got rid of all the stuff that made me feel smarmy. I just haven't launched it yet because I wanted to talk about the best way to promote it. And I've been working in the organic strategy portion of your program so far, because I've only been in like a couple of weeks. And I've just had so many questions even about that. I've been a little overwhelmed. So I'm terrified of like trying to start from scratch and create a new webinar. And because I have the emails, I have everything like ready to go. I just haven't push the button yet.
Well, let's push the button.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it, is you just launch it. And then I've got that troubleshooting training with the troubleshooting cheat sheet and stuff. It's like what you have in the $7 program is everything that you need. Like if you just needed additional help, you're welcome in premium, but everything you have is here.
You think that the mini webinar, it only needs to be like 15 minutes? What's included in the mini, like what's the difference between what's included in a mini webinar as opposed, like I wouldn't even know how to begin to create a 15-minute webinar.
Yep. So remember what I said, the 15-minute webinar is designed to someone who doesn't need to be educated. They just need to make the decision on whether it's you that they need to buy from or someone else, right? And so the educational webinar, that's why they're like 60, 90 minutes, right? It's because they're built for problem aware. And so we have to educate that person on what problem they're having and then offer them a solution. Whereas the mini webinar goes straight to solution aware. Like for instance, right? So this mini webinar intensive that I'm doing for my premium students, if I were to sell that offer over the phone, I wouldn't do it with a 90-minute webinar. I would say something like, hey, how would you like for me over the next several weeks to be your webinar ads consultant, where I will help you build and launch a webinar ad strategy, and then over the several weeks, help you optimize it so that you can get X, Y, and Z, right? So people would be raising their hands. A couple of you guys already raised their hands, which by the way, I dropped the link in the button, but a couple of you guys went, yes, I want that, right? Because you have a webinar. I don't have to educate you on why you need a webinar, right? They're already ready to go. But now my problem aware people, I would promote it slightly different. I would be like, hey, are you trying to sell a premium program using Facebook ads? In this free training, I'm going to show you the 3 secrets that I use to take my clients from $50,000 a month to $120,000 a month using a simple funnel, right? And then I'd have them opt into the webinar, and then I would teach them about the webinar funnel, right? But so you see the 2 differences between a sales tool and a marketing tool.
So I'm assuming then you're going to be teaching how to do the mini webinar and the webinar intensive.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I get in on that? I mean, I just go to the link. Do I need to?
Yep. So I just dropped it. Yep. I just dropped it in the thing. I just opened it up through the Google form. So it should work. Let me know if it doesn't. But like I said, if you are on this training right now, I will open up a couple more seats for you guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Starts tomorrow. We're going all the way to December. But we're going to launch our ads pretty quickly. The reason that it's going to last so long is because we're going to be implementing the organic. We're going to be implementing all of the entire ecosystem that goes along with that. So cool, Joanne. Joanne just said she never heard someone explain it that way. Well, cool. That's what I know. And my premium members, they're sitting here smiling because they hear me preach about this a lot. But that's what I do for my agency clients. My agency clients are we do webinar, whether it's educational or mini webinar, straight to phone call. So that's my jam. That's my jam strategy. So that's why I'm for the first time breaking it out in this intensive.
So if I sign up for that, does that put me into premium too?
Yep, absolutely. So you get, and in premium, Pam, how many calls a month do we have? Oh, say
14.
Yeah. We like to say 4. We like to say 4 fucking teen, but yeah, 14 calls.
Cool. Thank you.
My kiddo just came out here, so I was editing her.
Oh.
Good job, Laurel. Good job.
Won't be the first or the last time. Did that help, Natalie?
Yes, and I'm definitely signing up for the webinar intensive and premium because I've been thinking about signing up for premium anyway. So, because I need more help than just one question twice.
Oh yeah. We have a private Facebook group. Like I just optimized the program to where it's like, cause I'm seeing the shift, like guys, like there are going to be 2 things that are going to make us stand out from everyone else because there's a lot of opportunity. I know that ad costs have risen, but those who can just stay consistent and just stay the course, there's going to be a lot of those people who are just wanting to make the internet money. They're going to leave they're going to leave, and there's going to be so much opportunity for those of us who are like building our business and not after the fly by night strategies. And so 2 things, right, is going to be super important. And I said them in a video back in January. There are going to be 2 things that are going to help our marketing be fail proof in 2021. Going cookieless, not depending on strategies that depend on the pixel, and 2, being more omnipresent. So that's going to be huge here in the next couple of months, and especially over the next 2 months, because ad costs are going to get a lot worse. But for those of us who are sticking with it and know the importance of continuing to market our business, we're going to reap the benefits of all of those other people leaving the platform, and our ad costs are going to go back down. So just need to stay the course.
Thank
Oh,
you.
good. Pam, your son had buds in. So cool. Oh yeah. If they watch TikTok, they've heard worse than what I just said.
TikTok's horrible, and apparently I'm a horrible parent because they all watch it. So
Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. They could be doing much worse things.
exactly, that's what I think.
And
You got to pick your battles.
to watch all kinds of things. They know when to ask when I'm at my computer doing work. Can I have this? Yeah. Because it's the only way to get them to stop bothering you. So it's fine.
Awesome. Who else has a question?
I have a question, Laurel. I've been the one I asked in the group, and I just haven't connected with you. So with me being more organic, so I don't know if you want me to follow up with this in the next call later, but with me being more organic and wanting to really now go and make that reach out to my network to get those introductions, to get my product in front of the people I'm looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you come to the copy call in about a half hour? Let me think about it. Let me think on it.
Okay.
So I'll let's work on that, because
Okay.
I had planned on talking to you about it in the next 30
Yeah.
minutes.
I have lost all track of time in the last week, and I don't know where my brain went, but the time change and everything else, I've been a disaster for the last 5 days making appointments. I don't know what happened to my life. So
yeah, we'll get you fixed up, because one of the main things that I want you specifically to do, because so Micaiah has a really cool offer. Her offer is how to teach parents on how to like pretty much make superstar athletes, right? Like how to make their high school athletes, right? How to make sure that they're staying hydrated, and like how they're like
keeping them safe.
Yeah, keeping them safe. And what I love about that is because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, when Micaiah first came to my premium program, she's like, oh, are we going to be running ads? I said, you know what? I think organic's going to be a much better start for what she's doing, because think about this. We could reach out to so many high school programs and get her, because you have a low ticket offer, just like me, like just like the $7 program. She has this for parents on how to keep their athletes safe. And so like, think about this. Do you think it would be worth Micaiah spending $10,000 to get people into that $7 program? Or do you think it would be worth maybe for her to spend $2,000 to $3,000 and mail out some stuff to a couple of high schools, or get in some of their newspapers, or some, you know, like most high schools have like the newspapers and stuff like that. Like, so there's some things that Micaiah and I are going to be doing that's a little bit different than what most people would do in the online marketing space, what goes straight to Facebook ads and target all parents, which we're still going to do that. But there's a much bigger profit center that she could do to get a cash infusion so that she can run money for ads. And so that's one of the biggest things that her and I are working on. Yeah, I saw Peppa.
Yeah, I would love a feedback on my ad.
Yeah,
One of my ads.
Absolutely.
Should I share my screen?
Absolutely, please do.
Okay. Wait a second, I have a few open. I'm going to do a boot camp style 2 weeks intensive, and then 2 weeks plus 2 weeks Q&A session at the end of September. It's going to be $97, and since the middle of July, I'm running an traffic ad to a blog post, which is doing really great. It's gone between 8 and 10% CTRO and and the click-through rate. And then I started running another ad set to a freebie, the free workbook with worksheets and resources in the members area. I'm running it since 2 weeks.
Your cost per lead is really good.
Yeah, I started a few different, I made some mistake, and by duplicating it changed the original one. So I let it go and made another copy. And this angle is, it seems to work best. I'm running it to the same audience which I use for the blog post.
Okay. So walk me through, what's the issue?
Well, I'm getting from 1 to 3 leads per day on average. I would like to have more. Now I'm not sure, should I try a few different
what is it according to the calculator exercise? What should your cost per lead be? What is it? What is your cost per lead that you're shooting for?
I'm not sure what I should do with that. I have 4.38. I'm not sure how much less.
Because I mean, your cost per lead is really good. $4. I mean, anything under $5 these days is pretty good.
Exactly.
So you could do one of two things, right? Well, what is the next step? You're getting leads, and what is it that the next step of your funnel?
At the next step, I'm going to do since this week, the end of the week, a early birds registration to the boot camp. And retargeting.
How much is the boot camp?
The boot camp is 97, and I was thinking 67 early bird.
Okay. So here's how I would break that out. Let me grab my sheets just because I think that this will be good for us to go through here. Okay. So right now your cost per lead is about $4, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I always tell my students is anytime that you're running leads, we want to try to get 500 as fast as possible, right? So we want to make this number 500. Now your offer is what you said, $67.
Yes.
So you're selling this. I would want probably about 7% of people to buy this. Now, after the boot camp, I'm assuming the boot camp is taking them to a higher ticketed price.
Yes.
Or
yeah.
okay,
yes.
cool. So let's say you spend, let's see, if all keeps going the same, right? And this is why I like for you guys to do this exercise. Okay, so $2,000 will get you leads will get you 500 leads, right? If you stay the course. And if 7% of those people buy, you're going to be ahead by $345. That is like every ad person's dream, right? Because you're paying for your ad spend to get that amount of people inside to pay the $97. How many people do you think out of the 35 that you can close? Probably one or two, right? Into your higher ticket, I would think.
Yes,
possibly.
I have for the bootcamp. I have an 8-day email sequence from the freebie, and in the last email, I invite them to sign up to the wait list for the bootcamp, and I have already one person sign up, and I got a message from another one. So I think at least 1 to 3 persons.
Yeah. So and how much is your higher ticket?
It's $2,000.
2,000?
First version. Yes.
Yeah. So let's say you sell 2 people out of the 35. So you're going to make $4,000.
Yeah.
So you're going to have doubled your money.
Exactly.
So that's the dream scenario, right? But here's my recommendation to you, right? I probably like if I can convert 7%, I'd probably push that as high as it could go, right? Because you're going to be profitable. Like, look, even if you're at $2,000 ad spend, if all goes well, right? Like, let's say you're like, you know what, I'm going to keep getting my $4 leads. I'm going to take that to 5,000 in ad spend. You're still going to be profitable, right? But look, 88% of purchases. So you might spend, a little bit more to get even more money on the back end, depending on how well. But look, I mean, even if, and that's why I love playing with this calculator, even if you can get 8%, that's 100 people in to that boot camp. And so that's why I like to set these benchmarks and different scenarios, because now, because this is where a lot of people go, they're like, okay, do I want to spend my time getting this $4 down to $3, or am I just okay with the $4 and I'm just going to work on getting more ad sets to get those $4 leads so I'm willing to spend? And so that's where you just have to make a decision. But those are the things that's why I always tell you guys, know your numbers, because like Facebook advertising just becomes a math problem at that point, because some people will try to optimize this lead cost down instead of working on getting more leads inside their funnel. And they spend all their time focusing on the wrong thing.
That was the challenge. Maybe I felt a bit hesitant. Should I up the budget for the freebie, and then of course the next ad sets about the sale.
Yep.
Camp.
I would, if I were you, like if I were running your ads, I would take a look at, I don't know if you watched the video yet, my baby scaling method video. It's inside the lead generator. It's also in the slow
I think
ticket.
I watched it.
Yeah, that's literally how I do. Like if I have a client and she's like, you know what, I'm going to give you $5,000 more to spend over the next 2 days to get even more people in my challenge, that's the strategy that I take.
So should I have the budget for this ad or duplicate another one? I mean, that's.
Mhm. I
working
would try one of two things. I would probably, if you're good with your $4 lead, I would just start duplicating the heck out of that and adding budget to it. So duplicating, adding it at $50 a day. If it's still performing at $50 a day, I would pick, 5 ad sets and 5 ads and throw it into $100 a day and then keep duplicating from there.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I see Pam and then I see Travis with his hand up.
Yeah, mine is, I was going to have you take a look at just behind the scenes at the one ad that I'm going. I have the 5 ad sets. I don't have the 3. I just have one ad going under each. So I haven't built the other 2 just yet. Let's see. Let me get, if I can share my screen. Oops.
Yeah, okay. Jay just commented, she said, this makes me realize some of my ads actually have done pretty well. It's the back end conversion I need to up level. Absolutely. That's what a lot of people realize when they come in and we're looking at the numbers and they're like, my ads suck. And I'm like, actually your ads are doing pretty good. Let's fix over here. So it's a very common problem.
Yeah, sorry. So this is the ad that you saw that you had mentioned before. So it hasn't been running. It's only been a few days.
Okay.
So it actually hasn't converted yet. Okay. The impressions are still, where am I at? Okay.
Yep. Let's go ahead and look at your click-through rates. And just so you know, you're like targeting a very small niche of an already small audience. So your ad costs are going to be, but you're fishing in the right pond. Look at that first one, 4 point. Which ad set is that one? That one is real.
One is the, let's see. That's the website lookalike.
Oh, are you running it as a traffic campaign? Or wait, no, it says conversion. No, so why does it say traffic on it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
because it's website traffic.
Oh,
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that one's definitely like
resonating more.
Killing the other one. So here's what I would do.
Okay.
I would probably crank out a couple more creatives and try to exploit that lookalike audience, like duplicate it and like add some more ad creatives and see if we can. I would put my money towards that one only because like you're getting, look at that, your cost per click is like half of that.
Yeah. So should I even just like shut some of these off? And then
I would shut all of those off, and I would concentrate on that website lookalike audience.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was it. That was my question.
Easy peasy.
Right.
Travis.
Hey, you.
Hey.
I have a strategy question around like monthly, weekly, and daily just content on social media, which I have been building up the program, getting the webinar. So I've not been doing any of like the organic social posting. And just what's the Laurel do for having a good like monthly, weekly, daily content strategy plan?
Yep, absolutely. So inside, because you're premium, so you get access to some more special things. So inside the client accelerator ecosystem portion of premium, there's something that I call the client accelerator 2-step, which by the way, $7 members, you guys have access to that in the 7-day organic marketing sprint. But inside the accelerator, Travis, there is a I call it the Trinity posting schedule. I think that would work really, really well for you, what you enjoy do. Here's how it works. It's 3 posts a week, right? And I think it'll do really well because you guys already have a pretty decent audience, right? And you guys have some big players in your audience too, correct?
Our audience personally is not huge. We've worked with a lot of big players, but in terms of having a big audience, no.
How many like people do you have? Like, would you say there's in your organic audience?
Oh, geez. I mean, thousands, but like in the 4-figure range.
Okay, that's perfect. So here's how the Trinity posting schedule works. Basically, and you guys have probably seen me do this. So the first post is kind of like a question that is built to get market research back. So let's say Like for instance, like I wanted to promote my webinar ads intensive, right? The first question would be, hey guys, just curious, how many of you guys are running a webinar ad right now? Are you A, getting little to no result, B, haven't launched it yet, C, right? I'm doing that to try to pull out to see like who in my audience is even interested in that. But then I have a secondary question that depending on how they answer A, B, or C, I'm going to comment back with another question. And then after that, it's a call setting post, right? I'm moving people right into Messenger, giving them the right resource, and then completing the 2-step. But then what I'm doing is the next post on my thing is a live video tackling the main issue that all of those people just talked about saying that they have, right? And then the third post is just something organic, like you and the family hanging out, having fun. And that's the Trinity posting schedule. It's literally like, if you're consistent with that, because remember, your first post is a call setting post. The second one too, right? Because if you're following my Client Accelerator 2-step, you're going live, having a cheat sheet, moving people from, the post to Messenger. That is by far like that's the posting schedule I have all of my agency clients on. It works super, super good. And it kind of simplifies everything that they're doing.
Yes, I love that. That's awesome. Thanks, Laurel. I'll check that out.
Yep. And there's a cheat sheet in the ecosystem for you too. There should be.
Perfect. Thank you, dear.
Yep. Very welcome. Alejandra.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. So last time I spoke to you, I told you I was getting like around 300 leads a week with my songwriting program, and you told me I had a problem between like when people receive the email and like watch the webinar, right? So I went on the Instagram story ads, the $1 started running, they started like working. But I have 2 questions regarding these ads. So I'm trying first thing to send an Instagram story to people who watch my offer the last 24 hours, so they kind of take action. But Facebook is not finding me these people for some reason. So I created an audience that says
it's not spending, right?
No, not at all.
Well, remember, you need 500 people in a custom audience before Facebook's going to spend. So that's why if you're doing a story ad, and if you're trying to do like my reverse organic strategy, you're going to need enough traffic push top of funnel, because unless you have 500 people that have taken you up in that 24 hours, that retargeting ad is not going to spend.
Okay. So that's my problem. Okay. So,
yeah.
So what am I going to do with these people who saw my my content the last 24 hours?
Because I don't get, I don't get 24. Why do they have to see it in 24 hours?
Because there's a promo on my landing page, like where if you get my product, you have like a counter running. So I just want to make sure. The thing is, yes, I'm putting 300 people a week, but I'm not getting 500 people watching the webinar a week. So I'm never going to be able to like market to people who saw my offer the last 24 hours. You know what?
Not unless you have a lot of people coming through that traffic, like that funnel. Right? Because you need 500 people in a custom audience. And so you would have to have 500 people coming through your offer a day in order to run a retargeting ad. Yeah.
Also, that's never going to, of course. So that's never going to work. Okay.
But it's not to say that, you can't do a retargeting strategy to try to get people into that offer, but it'll be really difficult with a 24-hour period to run with ads unless you have enough traffic.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm spending $20 a day, so of course that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, good. My second question, thank you. Is there a difference between when you create an audience tracking website visits or events? Because Facebook is telling me like, oh, you should put the event instead of the website visit for your audience. And I'm like, what's the real difference? Is it the same thing?
Well, so like the website traffic, that could be like the base pixel, right? What Facebook's talking about, the event, that's like your standard events or custom conversions if you're creating custom conversions. So that's like the website leads or the website purchases and all of that fun stuff. So that's the difference between if you have all website traffic, right? And so anytime that I run retargeting ads, I run retargeting ads to 2 audiences only. Like I've simplified everything that I'm doing with Facebook ads. One is I retarget anyone who's hit any of my website traffic in the last 180 days into anyone who's engaged with my page in the last 365 days. Those are my 2 retargeting audiences. So what I'm doing is instead of saying anyone who's hit my sales page but didn't buy, I'm just using all website traffic, depending on like whether they've bought something, whether they've not bought something, whether they've landed on any of my value bomb pages. So I'm basically just retargeting everyone to like my $7 program. Does that make sense? But
Yes.
that's the difference between the all traffic and if I like, let's say I just want to target people specifically who bought my program and upsell them into premium or whatever, I would use the purchase event instead of to create that custom audience.
Okay. And one last question. When you see you have an ad that you invested very little, like $15 a day, let's say gave you two, you sold I sold 2 courses, let's say, would you, to scale that, would you just suggest me just like push the money up and that's it?
Yep, we just have to like make sure, because remember, like if we try to scale too fast, like we'll see diminishing returns. And so we always want to scale slow as much as like it's impatient for us to like, we want to really pick up the ad spend. It can end up puttering out your ads. So you want to just do the 20% a day and then do my baby scaling method, duplicate, see if that ad works. If it doesn't, okay, why didn't it work? And then we have to go back and optimize all of our ad creatives and all that fun stuff.
And do you think on segmentation, trying to attack at the end people who are engaged shoppers or online shoppers, it's a good idea? I don't. Okay.
I mean, you can test it, but I don't.
I tested it this week because I was like, I'm trying to find the people with the money, and Facebook is always learning forever.
Everyone has money. Everyone has money for something that they want. Everyone has money. That's what I mean, think about it. Like people say they don't have money. If they freaking go and drop their iPhone, they're like, I don't have $1,000. They gonna find $1,000, right? So, and that's what I always tell people. It's like, don't stop worrying about marketing people to quote who have money. Everyone has money. It's whether or not they see the value in what you offer and if they're willing to pay for something. That's the approach that I take.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep. You're very welcome. So we've got about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go to Daisy, Glenn, and then Michelle. I'm going to wrap things up with Michelle, but let's try to, I just want to make sure everyone gets in. So Daisy, what you got?
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Awesome. Okay, so I'll get on this quick. I've started a video awareness maybe a couple weeks ago, and I thought I was doing well. And it says that I have like 17,000 through plays, and I'm going to build a custom audience to retarget to that. And so I did at 25%, and it says I only have like 87.
It's probably because, did you do automatic placements? It probably put a lot of those videos in the audience network, and that doesn't count towards your custom audience.
Ooh, okay. So no audience network.
So you might want to check, that. So if you go into, where it says performance and everything, you could toggle that to where it says breakdown. You could actually toggle that and toggle that to placements, and it'll actually show you where that video got placed.
Okay. So should I just delete that ad and maybe start fresh again? And
I would probably just duplicate it and then just run it in the newsfeed and see if you can get more people in that audience. That's probably that's an inkling of probably what happened. It's a common thing.
Okay. And like newsfeed, I thought I was doing great because the cost was low, and I don't know, I just joined your program and I've been struggling with your $7 thing, and I've just been going nuts with ads and trying to do them myself. And I've never made any money off it.
It's okay. It's a process. And that's why we have these calls and the weekly Q&A. You're in good hands. Okay.
So just duplicate and then just do in the news feed. And then how long do I give it to figure out if it's working for me?
Yep. 2,000 impressions at least.
2,000 impressions. Okay. Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome, Daisy. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Glenn.
Nice to meet you.
I am here. Hello, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah, great. What's up?
Great. Just real quick, I think I'm doing okay, but your eyes are much better than mine when looking at these things. I wanted to see if I could get you to take a look at my ads real quick, if that's okay.
Have you gone through the troubleshooting training?
I have, yes.
Okay, so according to the troubleshooting training, what's going on?
Well, I think like I said, I think everything is okay. I mean, the click-through rate, the CTRL, I think is okay.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, let's see. Let me share here real quick. Okay, so this
Ooh,
is
yeah, look at that. I like that cost per lead.
yeah. Okay. See, you said so that's the thing. I want to know how to get as excited as you do when I first look at it, because I haven't graduated that far yet. So this is the ad here. So this is just, you know, well, actually, maybe you can tell me about that one. So this is just a picture that I have running an ad for like a $49 product. This is the big ticket item here. And this is my quick start book. It's a free ebook that I'm giving away. So I get quite a few leads with that. And this is just the retargeting here.
So what's your question?
I want to see if how this ad is performing and what's your thoughts on that.
Well, I don't know. Like you said, you watched the troubleshooting. So tell me what you think is not performing about it according to the training.
Well, I mean, now it's doing okay. I'm getting leads. I'm getting scheduled calls. I just don't know. So for here, let's see. The CTR is about 3%. And I believe
what is the cost per lead that you're shooting for? I mean, you're getting them for around $3. So I don't see anything wrong. Like if you're asking me, I'm like, everything's good.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's the confirmation that I was looking for.
Yeah, I know. Like a lot of people here would probably be like, what does he like need? Like, this is good. Yeah, your CTR is good. Your CTR link click through is good. So I think you're at a good point.
Okay. Yeah, that's just the confirmation I was looking for. That's, you know.
Hey, I'm always happy to give you guys those kinds of confirmations.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I had, and then actually, I just noticed it today. It was in learning for quite a while, and it's come out of active. I mean, it's come to active now. So, because I think I've had quite a few impressions on that one.
Yep. And so what I would want you to do is like patiently wait to get to 500 leads. That way 500 leads is going to test the entire funnel, all your emails, all your call bookings. So once you get to 500 leads, I would like to see you book at least 10% of those, move 10% of those people onto a phone call.
Okay. And I have, so for this one, I don't know if this is going to make a difference. I have a few audiences, you know, I have these audiences, and one of the, well, actually in these audiences, I have 3 of them. So I guess I'll show it to you here. So for example, here.
So what is the question? Because I really want to make sure that I get everyone here because you're doing really, really well. So I want to make sure that I'm helping people who aren't doing so well. What is the one question that you want me to help you out here? Yeah.
Okay. So should I stop any of these? So, because this one doesn't look like, this is just a picture and the other 3 are videos.
I wouldn't touch anything, honestly, because you're doing so well. Like Facebook's already optimizing it the way that it needs to. So I personally wouldn't touch anything.
Okay.
I don't touch anything that's working.
Yeah, very good. All right. I'll leave it as is then.
Yeah, absolutely. Michelle.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hear me? Hi. Morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Okay. So I just started running some ads and I turned it off, but after like I watched your troubleshooting video, like the numbers look okay. And I'm not getting, so I don't have 2,000 impressions yet. And
so it's definitely too early if you don't have 2,000 impressions yet.
So I have like 23 clicks, but I haven't converted anything. So I was wondering if you could take a look at.
You don't have enough traffic for me to even help. Like I'm just going to tell you 23 clicks is not enough to like determine anything.
Okay, so not even like if my web page, like my landing page is even like off. Like
I'm not judging any landing pages until I got 300, 400 clicks.
Okay, and then so how long will it take? Do I have to up my budget for it to? Like,
yep. So tell me a little bit about that. How many? What are you spending right now?
I just started with $10 a day, like you said.
Okay.
So
and what are you getting? And so I just want to say some of my premium members are coming on the call. If you're a premium member, just hang tight. I'm going to wrap up this call here in the next few minutes. So, Michelle, so tell me about, so what is your cost per click right now?
From the 3 ads, $1.72.
Okay, you've got a great cost per click. So I would just up your ad budget so that you can get to that point of, okay, I've got 200 or 300 clicks and still, because you're sending them to a landing page for a webinar or something, or what is it?
Yeah, it's like a masterclass.
Okay, yeah. What is
Okay,
your click-through rates on those? Like your CTR all?
It's on average between the 3, it's 3.44%.
Perfect. And then your link click-through?
Link click-through, 1.64%. There's one that's not doing really well, so I could just scrap that one, right?
Okay. Yep.
Is it too early to scrap that one? Or?
Well, does it have 2,000 impressions yet or no?
No.
I don't stop anything until I have I don't do anything until I have 2,000 impressions.
Okay. No, in total only 669, because I was wondering, like, this is taking a long well, it's been running for like 5 days. I turned it off. I wasn't sure like how long I should be running these for.
Yep, just follow my process. It walks you through like that cheat sheet that I have. And Jay, I know you have a really quick question, so I'll wrap things up with Jay. But yeah, like if any of you guys like go through like the lead generator or the low ticket offer, I have like a if this then that worksheet for you guys so that you guys know, like, so you would have been able to know, oh, I don't have 2,000 impressions. Laurel's going to tell me to open up a bottle of wine and just be patient. But yeah, but no, seriously, it's sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. But a lot of times people are turning things off when they haven't given Facebook a chance. And so I want to try to train you guys to just sit tight for a little bit, because that's how you lose money. You turn ads on and turn ads off, turn ads on, turn ads off. And that's the only way that you'll lose money with Facebook ads is by doing that.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. But so on the Ask Laurel, Michelle, give me an update at the end of the week before my live, and I'll be able to give you, like, if you give me some numbers on that Ask Laurel post, I'll be able to kind of like look at that. So
awesome. Thank you. We'll do that.
Yeah, you're very welcome. What's up, Jay?
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm just getting started with setting up all the pixels and following people around. So I looked at the Google Tag Manager. So I'm just starting with that. And I couldn't understand whether I needed to set up a Google Tag container for each separate landing page, or do I just do one and apply that to everything?
So with the Google Tag, so tell me about like your setup. Do you have like a website, funnels, or?
So I've got a website. I'm like restarting doing. I've come off ClickFunnels and I'm starting on something else. So I'm redoing all of my funnels really from scratch, or I'm just going to put it on a Google document for now while I scale. So I'm just wondering, what's the best way? Do I need to do one thing or one for every separate?
So, yep, no. So like if you're doing Google, so my Google Tag Manager, I have that across all of my funnels. So my website, Laurel Portie, my ad coaching for 7. I have the same Google Tag Manager container for both. Okay.
Because it asked me for my website and I thought, is it only going to follow my website, or will it follow everything else?
As long as it has that Google tag, you're good to go.
Okay. So I can just do the same one for everything. Perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. Had a lot of good questions today. My